on a 50-degree day in San Diego, which is like Arctic standards for us natives here in San Diego. Dale, good morning. Huge weekend. We had a great show on Friday. We had a lot to get into. How we doing?
Thriving. I might have lost every single bet this week and every single bet since the Ohio State game, but you know what? We're still thriving.
I think you still have some residual negativity from that loss, and I don't know how you felt after your Browns could have beat the Chiefs, but we'll get into that in just a second. Biggest game of the day, biggest headline of the day: Aaron Rodgers versus Tom Brady. We're really not surprised. It was going to come down to who could outplay the other. And Aaron Rodgers now, I'm kind of contemplating, is he going to be a Packer? Dale, thoughts from this game? Brady's going to his fucking 10th Super Bowl. 10th. For people under the age of 30, which we are, I mean, he's been at least 33% of all the Super Bowls since we've been alive. That's fucking nuts.
Must be nice. I'm out here celebrating one playoff win, and he's out here making his like. I mean, dude, it's just crazy to think about how
is he this our generation's Michael Jordan? Because we never got to see Jordan because we were too young. Like this is unprecedented.
I don't know. Like I'm at the point right now where I'm excited to see if he plays for 2-3 more years because I genuinely know, is it Brady or was it Belichick?
Yeah.
Because Brady, we know that Brady's a GOAT quarterback. But
Yeah.
I'm going to give Bill some defense here, some credit. You can't just take a quarterback like Tom Brady out of a system who knows everything, who can just close his eyes and dial up 200-yard day. So we'll see. I mean, Brady did go into a good situation. I'm excited to see. But, I mean, man, it's crazy to see what happened with this year. Just no preseason, hardly any practices because of COVID. And Brady walked into Tampa and told Bruce Arians, I got this. And here we are.
I think I'm glad you bring that up because the whole discussion, does Belichick need Brady? Does Brady need the hood? I think for Brady to go out there in his first fucking season, it would be different if it was like next season or maybe 2 seasons where he was contemplating retirement. His first fucking year. And I saw this funny stat on the meme page where it's like Breeze and Rodgers are now tied with Brady for the most NFC championships. I mean, this guy literally goes to the Bucks. I understand it's a loaded roster, but I think this is more on Brady at this point, right? Belichick didn't want to surround him with weapons in New England, and now look what he's able to do for you.
Yeah, and I mean, I'll throw some numbers out for you. It's not even like Tom had a great game. He had 280 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. Rodgers threw for 346, 3 picks. Yeah, sorry, I put that in wrong. And then Rodgers went for 346, 2 touchdowns and a pick. And after the game, A-Rod says he's not sure what's next for him in his future. Can you see Aaron Rodgers retiring or trying to get out of Green Bay to end his career somewhere else?
Okay, so he wins the MVP this season, and we heard the entire year that stupid narrative. Oh my God! Now that Mike McCarthy's out, he's flourishing with Matt LaFleur. All this chemistry is great. They're getting all of these statistical numbers. BDN's groaning in the background. You have all of it, right? And he put up a sensational season. He said this is the most fun he's had since probably that Super Bowl winning season. And then he doesn't go for it on 4th down. Analytics, everything. He's a progressive coach. He's young. I know he's listening to the guys upstairs saying if you statistically go for this, you're more likely to win this game. He kicks the field goal with less than 2 minutes to go, thinking that this defense could stop Tom Brady. What are you doing? Answer your question. That was a long-winded answer. He's not going to retire. That's just ridiculous. And I really don't see him leaving Green Bay. I think he's just really flustered. Not only did he have a bad breakup with Danica over the offseason, now he has to go into this offseason thinking he could have been just a couple plays away from the Super Bowl. Look, Brady gave him that chance. He threw 2 picks and 2 different times. They went 3 and out with -5 yards, and then they went 3 and out with 0 yards. How are you deemed the greatest quarterback in the game or the greatest, gifted quarterback from a physical standpoint? And you can't do that. They had a perfect chance. They were hosting the game. I don't think so. I think the best scenario for him is if he would ever leave, right? Like but I don't know who would take him. I guess any team, but I think he's just.
I mean, let's be honest. He could put him in Indy, or you could put Aaron Rodgers anywhere, and he might arguably be in a better situation.
Yeah. I just think it's window dressing. I just think he's just saying that to get a stir out of everyone because he knows how to manipulate the media. He's a smart guy, but he had his chance. He had 2, possibly 3.
So I think Brady. So if anything about what these Super Bowl quarterbacks have shown you, though, the more weapons you give them, the better off it is. The Packers have still yet to address offensive weapons for Aaron Rodgers the entire longevity of his career in Green Bay. You know, if he goes and signs in Indy or somewhere for the next 5 years, you really think they're not going to surround him with weapons? No, they're going to give him everything he needs to win, which Green Bay has refused to do. So if I'm Aaron Rodgers, I know it's not, I don't want to call it jumping ship. You've spent the majority of your career there. The fans love you. You've done everything for them, but sometimes it doesn't matter what you put into it. You just need another opportunity to make it work. And I think that's where Aaron Rodgers is. Speaking of quarterbacks in the Super Bowl, the second game, we had the Bills and Chiefs, which, I mean, dude, this game was sucked for me to watch, knowing that we could have been in it. And it also sucked knowing how good we actually did against this Chiefs offense, because I saw the Bills struggle mightily. Mahomes had 325 yards passing and 3 touchdowns. Tyreek Hill had 9 catches for 172 yards. And then Travis Kelce had 13 catches for 118 yards and 2 touchdowns. Will, biggest takeaways from this Chiefs-Bills game?
How the fuck do you tackle Tyreek Hill?
How do you do it?
Did you see that play where he ran like 150 yards, zigzagging through? He's one of the biggest X factors. I think the biggest thing that I'm taking from this is how are you going to stop him? I'm not sure. Mahomes and that nerve in the back of his neck, because you guys could have done it and you just obviously couldn't. And I feel bad, especially for your suffering Browns fans. But I think the biggest thing
easier said than done.
Everyone was so wrapped up on Bills Mafia, and you're so happy for them. And I drank the Kool-Aid. I had bought in, and I thought, you know what? I think it's going to be good. It'd be the first time in like almost 30 years that they're back in the Super Bowl. And then Mahomes literally says, "Pump the brakes. Hold on. We're still here." I mean, they just remind me of a basketball team. The Chiefs were down 9 points again last year, down 24-0 against the Texans. AFC Championship, down 10-0 against the Titans. In the Super Bowl, down 10-0 again, or down 10 points with 5 minutes to go with the 49ers. Yesterday, they were down 9 points. Do they play better from behind? I mean, I think the only people that's going to stop the Chiefs are the Chiefs. It is unreal. It is absolutely unreal what we're seeing.
I think the Chiefs are just literally so gifted and so talented that they can beat you so many ways that sometimes, like, if the original game plan isn't working, so let's say they're down 9-0, 10-0, and they see that the team's stopping the original game plan, they can just flip the switch and be like, all right, we're going to try this. Yes! And then the team's just like, what the fuck's happening? What are we doing? Like, it's like science. They can't stop them. At one point in every game, the Chiefs are just smarter than you, and they're just better than you, and it happens every game.
Yes, and then think of any other team, Chargers, Browns, any other team, when you're down 9 points in that fucking AFC title game, you're like, oh Jesus Christ, what is going to happen?
And they're just like, all right, let's go.
Well, I'm like, when I'm watching the Chiefs, I'm like, okay, they're only down 9, that's it, like that's crazy. And then you had plays like when the Mecole Hardman when he fumbled, it's like, oh dude, he's gonna get taken out of the game. What happens? He fucking scores a touchdown, has a 50-yard play a couple plays later. It's unreal. I mean, we're gonna preview the Super Bowl odds, so we won't do that too long. But
we're not doing
above all, Chiefs, ridiculous. Another ridiculous thing. We're gonna wrap up today before we get to the special of the day. Conor McGregor. Why didn't we bet on Dustin Poirer? Everybody was saying, could it be redemption? Nope. It's Conor's game. He's taken over. He's more humble. And Poirer said, "Fuck that." What happened, Dale?
So McGregor Poirier, I mean, honestly, for fight fans, it was a good fight. McGregor stood toe to toe. I think McGregor probably won most exchanges heading in to the last round where he got knocked out. But let me tell you, Poirier was hitting those leg kicks, and eventually McGregor just had nothing underneath of him. You ever go to throw a punch with no leg? It's hard to do. You can't stand. You lose your balance, and eventually that's what happened. I mean, dude, props to Dustin Poirier. He put in a wonderful camp, put together a great game plan. You know, people and fight fans, I think, often get so caught up in the like whole McGregor fighting scene, you know what I mean? Because he hasn't been around often. He hasn't been consistently training. He hasn't been consistently in an octagon, and that's hard to do. It's hard to take a full year off and then step in an octagon and go fight someone like Dustin Poirier, who's been getting consistently better since
he's one of the best in the world. It's not even like some guy that they just try to fill in the last minute with the card.
No.
He has to be one of the best pound for pound now. What was that, 155 they were at? I mean, I don't know what Khabib's doing.
I mean, dude, now Poirier's beaten Gaethje. He's beaten McGregor. He's beaten Holloway. I mean, dude, this dude has beaten a lot of big names, and he's no joke. And I think that anytime McGregor fights, one, he's so flashy that everybody wants a piece of him. Two, he's a fan favorite. So you just hear his name, and everyone instantly gets excited. They want to see the McGregor fights.
Yes,
you
really
know,
fast,
will
Dale. Really
McGregor
fast.
bounce
Really
back?
fast.
Yeah.
To that point, fuck ESPN Plus and fuck streaming services. Dana White, fuck you too. Because even if I understand that you want a certain platform for everyone to watch your fight, that's not what it is anymore. This is 2021. There was this huge dilemma on Saturday night where like the entire planet was suffering because, well, I'd say suffering facetiously, but they were pissed off because they paid what, $75, which, you know,
$70.
isn't a lot, but look, that's still a decent chunk of change to
For
see
3
a fight.
hours of fights. Yeah.
Yes. And then the server crashed. You know what you're doing? If you're such a forward thinker that
happened
you
to us.
create, if you create Fight Island, figure out some sort of software, get some sort of team with that or have data analyst experts that know how to prevent that from happening. Sorry, that was my rant because I was a little upset seeing that over the weekend.
No.
Dale, last thing, how do you dispel Conor McGregor's wash narrative?
Here's the
I don't
thing.
think he is.
Yeah, he's not washed. He's not washed. If anything we saw in that fight, it's definitely McGregor's not washed. He looked fast. He looked in shape. What's next for him? He has a couple options. One, he needs to stay consistent. He probably needs to fight 2 more times in 2021. I think anybody who has any knowledge of the UFC and how that type of game and programs work would agree with that. He's got to stay consistent, get in the octagon. But what's next for him? I think he's either going to finish the trilogy with Nate Diaz or run it back with Dustin Poirer, who did not say that wasn't an option. He even said, I think we need to run this back. It's 1-1 right now. Both those guys have huge respect for each other, and I know Conor has huge respects for Nate and Dustin. So I think those are probably the most fitting fights and the ones that might make sense the most. He's not ready for a Gaethje fight. He's not ready for a Khabib fight. I don't even know what's going on with Khabib. He might not be returning for a while, so that'd be interesting to see if there is an interim title shot for the 155-pound weight class. But nonetheless, it was great to see the Irishman back in the octagon on Saturday. The rush around him, the thrill, the adrenaline when he walks out is unlike any other fighter in the game. John Jones is probably the only other one. Israel Adesanya is getting up there, but there's nothing that matches Conor McGregor.
Well, the only energy that could have matched that fight was either the Bernie Sanders memes or Conor McGregor sleeping. I don't know which meme I've seen more in the past 48 hours. Wrapping up today, January 25th, 2021, the special of the day, baby. Dill.
Baby.
Have you ever you train? I think you have a decent coaching background. Sometimes, you know, like when you were in high school or college, you have the younger classmen that you're trying to teach. On Friday night, between the Golden State Warriors and the New York Knicks, Draymond Green, the gregarious character for the Golden State Warriors, got ejected for coaching James Wiseman. What happened here?
I mean, I don't know if coaching is the right word, but we all know Draymond has a little attitude issue.
A little.
He can get a little over anxious, over excited with his words and his mouthpiece sometimes. But he already had a tech. Go figure in this game. I think it was second or early third quarter. And he started yelling at James Wiseman for a defensive mistake.
Their rookie sensation.
Yeah, the rookie who's been playing well. And I mean, if anyone who pays attention to NBA Twitter has seen the Wiseman-Draymond interactions, Draymond has literally taken the role of big brother with James Wiseman, and he takes it to the max. He's comfortable enough where he can yell at him in any moment, tell him exactly what he should be doing, where he fucked up. He just got a little carried away. The refs, I don't know if the refs took it for something it wasn't, but yeah, Draymond got his second tech and just got tossed for coaching up his teammate.
He got tossed for trying to instruct his young protege on how to get into. I thought it was funny.
It's crazy.
Because it's Draymond. Yeah, exactly. James Wiseman's badass. He's probably gonna be on the all rookie team, barring any injury, and he might be one of the reasons that. Yeah, possibly. And could be one of the big reasons why if Golden State can kind of reel off a strong, you know, it's still so early in the season. If they make a playoff run, Steph's still here, even though Clay's out. I thought it was funny. That was
hilarious.
Good.
I love it. I absolutely loved it. But guys, don't forget to give us a follow. WOTM Daily, Twitter, Instagram, IG, YouTube, TikTok, Apple, Spotify, at William Galvez, at Aaron _. Have a great week. Happy Monday. Get this week started off right. William, talk to you soon.
See you soon, Dale. Stay warm with this bad weather we're witnessing.
Hey, it's 30 in Ohio. I'm used to this.